Welcome to Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. You're now in Shaq's house. Welcome to Shaq's house.
What's going on, Shaq Houses? How you doing? Happy Saturday. It's your boy, the one and only Shaq House. Hope your week went good. Mine was good. Hope you saw all those trailers for the latest Marvel material that's coming out. Madam Web. I'm not gonna judge by the trailer. I'm just gonna wait till the series or movie or whatever it is that comes out, because I'm not sold on the trailer just yet. Now, What If Season 2? I'm ready for that. I've been waiting for that one. And after what we saw at the end of Loki Season 2, yeah, What If, the second season of What If is a direct result of that. But I'm back on my mutant stuff like I told y'all I would be. What we got this week, I'm going to be doing a complete rundown of the powers, FAQ, fun facts of the Russian X-Man Colossus, the metallic man. That's right. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a piece on this dude for a minute already, and now I finally got a chance to. So I hope you enjoy. Check it out. Colossus possesses the mutant power to transmute himself into metallic steel at will. You see, his body is naturally comprised of an exotic configuration of carbon molecules, giving him enhanced strength and durability even in his regular human form. But through an act of will, he can send a burst of bioenergy surging through his entire body, reconstructing his unique molecular structure into an organic steel-like substance, granting him superhuman strength and a high degree of resistance to physical harm. Initially, Colossus possessed only about superhuman class 70 strength level, able to lift up to 70 tons. His speed and endurance are also enhanced in his armored form. At one point, Colossus was selected as the new avatar for Sidorak and therefore gained the powers of the Juggernaut as a result. He remained in his armored state throughout the period of his possession by Sidorak, and during that period, his strength level exceeded class 100 levels, and he also possessed substantially increased invulnerability and tolerance for pain. Colossus also had superhuman speed, able to run at over 600 miles per hour. When active, the power of Sidorak crackled around him and could magically manifest the armor of the Juggernaut or instantly reverse any injuries he suffered. When unleashing the full power of the Juggernaut to a greater degree, Colossus began physically growing and transforming into a demonic state. However, his possession was eventually undone by his sister, Magic, in her home dimension of Limbo. Colossus was also once empowered by the Phoenix Force as one of its hosts, giving him significant telepathic and telekinetic abilities, powers of molecular manipulation, and control over life and evolution. He also had access to cosmic energies in the form of a fiery bird of prey, the Phoenix's signature. After operating as one of the Phoenix Five, Colossus's powers were left in a disrupted state in the aftermath. In his case, he couldn't always control his transfiguration into organic steel. He tended to shift uncontrollably from flesh to metal, and sometimes portions of his body would change while others would not. As part of X-Force, his teammates, Forge and Dr. Nemesis, they created a chest-mounted regulator on his costume which stabilized his condition and allowed him to trigger his conversion manually. But apparently, the real source of his power disruption was from a power instability due to nano-sentinels, and he's been cured ever since. Eventually, Colossus was captured by Apocalypse and transformed into one of his horsemen, War. The power upgrade he received then was transforming his metallic body into a polymorphic metallic alloy, giving him enhanced durability, enhanced strength, and allowing him to manipulate the liquid metal of his body to extend his reach or morph coils or other shapes. Okay, before we get into the FAQ and fun facts, here's a commercial.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, do you like urban fiction, crime dramas? Do you like stories in the same vein as George Pelecanos? Then you'll love author Derek Scarzella's novels, The Vicious Game and Knuckle Crack Bone. Though both novels are set in Washington, D.C. during the time of the mid-2000s, they both involve the streets, money, sex, drugs, and compelling characters who have to make decisions about their lives and the forces that pull them back into the alluring world of crime. That's The Vicious Game and Knuckle Crack Bone. Both are available at Amazon. See the links below. Check them out. The FAQ. How does Colossus sustain himself in his armored form? In that state, his height and mass are greatly increased, and he has no need to eat, drink, or breathe, largely due to the bioenergy in his system that's running on a self-perpetuating loop to keep him constantly energized. Also, it's worth noting that this bioenergy also affects his costume. You see, his classic costume contains a pair of blue pants, but as the costume is made of unstable molecules, the energy that he utilizes to transform his body also causes him to transform, causing him to vanish whenever he turns into steel. Has his strength increased over the years? Why, yes. As stated before, he originally possessed Class 70 strength level, but after being seriously injured by the Marauders during the Mutant Massacre event, combined with a botched healing attempt by Magneto, he was paralyzed in his armored state for months. By the time he regained his mobility, his strength level had increased significantly to superhuman class 100 levels, and he now required a considerable act of concentration to revert to his human form, and any amount of distraction could make him return to his armored state. Eventually, after passing through the Siege Perilous, that restored his transformation ability to normal levels while still retaining his new strength level. Can he turn only part of his body into steel? The answer is no. You see, Colossus, he cannot partially or selectively convert parts of his body into organic steel. He is either entirely converted or not. You see, when Colossus transforms, his skin, bones, muscles, hair, and even his eyes all turn to organic steel, making them capable of deflecting .45 caliber bullets, his eyes that is. And he can even withstand temperatures of 390 degrees Fahrenheit below zero to over 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And it has been theorized that somewhere above the latter temperature, his armored body will begin to melt. Now, under regular Earth conditions, his armored form cannot rust. And additionally, and this is according to him, he cannot cry in his armored form. Also, Colossus is not invulnerable, he's just superhumanly durable. Someone like Rogue, with her Miss Marvel powers that is invulnerable, presumably due to some form of exotic massless energy permeating her system and reinforcing her molecular bonds, thereby preventing her physical structure from being altered under normal force or impact circumstances. Now, Colossus, on the other hand, Colossus, who isn't a solid mass of metal but maintains a fully functional internal structure, albeit one made out of exotic materials, is a denser, more durable form of matter and more likely to maintain traditional sensation. Also, his armored form can be affected by vibranium, which is toxic to metals, and it's enough to revert him back to his human state. Alright, some fun facts about Colossus. Colossus, he was the youngest of the second generation team of X-Men, having joined the team when he was 19 years old, and he's also the middle of 3 mutant children born to humble Russian farmers. The man is also a talented artist. He's adept in sketching, painting, and drawing. Yeah, he's a strong artistic type, and it's made him something of a chick magnet. You see, Psylocke, she was attracted to him during the days of the Australian Outback era, and he's even hooked up with Domino, Callisto, but his true love is Kitty Pryde, who he finally smashed during Joss Whedon's run on Astonishing X-Men. But Kitty, she's been through Pete Wisdom, Iceman, and the legendary Star-Lord. So Peter, move on. I mean, this nice Jewish girl, Katya, she's proven she's for the streets, nigga. But he's lost his virginity when he saved the lives of 2 Savage Land women, one of which was named Nariel. You see, he saved their lives, and tribal custom dictated that they give him sex as a reward. He even has a son named Peter because of it, but he's as oblivious to that fact as this.
I named him after his daddy.
He got a daddy named Forrest, too?
You're his daddy, Forrest.
Also, during the time that he was with Callisto, that was the period when he emerged from the mystical portal, the Siege Perilous. You see, when somebody goes to the Siege Perilous, their lives are judged by mystical forces, and they're kind of quote-unquote reborn somewhere else. In Colossus's case, he was sent back to Earth naked and amnesiac. As a result, he found work as a building superintendent and named himself Peter Nicholas, the anglicized version of his Russian name, Piotr Nikolaievitch. I hope I said that right. But anyway, as Peter Nicholas, he later established himself as a famous artist in Soho, Manhattan. However, that existence came to an end during the Muir Island saga when he was possessed by the Shadow King. And in order to break the Shadow King's hold over him, Charles Xavier had to destroy the Peter Nicholas persona and bring Colossus back to a full awareness of who he is. Makes me wonder though, do New York City art fans even remember Peter Nicholas? It's never been brought back up ever since. Also, though he's a very long mainstay with the X-Men, he briefly switched over to Magneto's acolytes during a period where all of his immediate family, parents and siblings apparently, were all killed off. After the acolytes, he joined Excalibur, and how that happened was he beat up Kitty Pryde's boyfriend, Pete Wisdom, in a jealous rage. Though resurrected later during Joss Whedon's run on Astonishing X-Men, Colossus, he scores major points for being the mutant who cured the legacy virus, sacrificing himself and curing millions of infected mutants overnight, and finally getting rid of that long-running storyline. Yeah, Colossus, he's a gentle soul, but he's killed before. I mean, he's the one that took out Proteus during that classic storyline, and he even killed Riptide during the Mutant Massacre. Though honestly, both of those guys had it coming. And recently, he finally put down his big brother, Mikhail Rasputin, after a long-running storyline in the X-Force title between the two of them. Now, Colossus, for me, he's always been the physically strongest X-Man. I mean, yeah, you got Rogue with her Miss Marvel powers. She's at class 50 strength. Beast, he's got class 10 strength. And Colossus, he normally sits at class 100. But once he got the power of the Juggernaut on top of that, and then the Phoenix Force later on, his strength was beyond God tier. Yeah, Colossus, strongest X-Man ever for the win. Okay, Shackhousers, I hope you enjoyed that. That's what I got for you this week. Tune in next week. During Thanksgiving, I'm going to have something for you then as well, too. So have a good weekend, and I'll see you then. Later.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack house. Yes!
Yeah.